was just out here. She's got a fiance named Yang, and she was apparently in Washington State and was going to come here, and he sent her a bunch of money. And then she was in Singapore, and he sent her a bunch of money. And anyway, they caught her scamming, I guess, and like not arrested her or anything, but you know, when you got a hobo who's out there flying a sign for a few months, and then they've got him on camera coming in and spending thousands of dollars on gift cards in a 2-month period, and he's still out there panhandling. Yeah, that's going to set off red flags. Matter of fact, it didn't just set off red flags for Fred Meyer, and it didn't just set off red flags with me. It literally set off red flags with the man who it's happening to. You can't tell him. He can complain about it, how he thinks she's getting ripped off and whatnot, but he's still in love with her, and if she doesn't come and see him by this time or by that time, that he's done with her and he's done with that, and it means she doesn't love him. And of course, he tries to send her money. He actually does send it to her, and she's real sweet about it. You know, if he's not able to get the money sent, she talks nice, but the thing is, she keeps moving from one country to another, not state to state, country to country. Now, when I first met this guy, this lady was supposedly in Washington State, and she was going to come down and see him in 2 weeks. He just had to send her the money. And then she was in Singapore, and she was going to come see him in a month, but he just had to come up with the money. And then he tells me, you know, she tells me not to send her money. I'm like, well, yeah. Maybe you should follow suit on that. Now, he's angry because Fred Meyers won't sell him any more gift cards. They told him that they believe that he is being scammed. I want to say, first of all, about Fred Meyers, you're right. I'm not going to pretend that Fred Meyers did the wrong thing by not helping that man to scam Tillamook out of their money. You know, people here in Tillamook are kicking him down funds. They do want to help him out. And he is sending it all to somebody else who may or may not actually be a human being. Well, it is a human being on the other end of the line, but it's probably not the pretty young woman that he thinks that he's getting married to. And then there's there's two ladies at Starbucks who are kind of different towards me now. One of them was always that way. The other one, I think she's just that way because she looked up Natalie's name like I asked her to, and then realized what a fucked situation it is. But I don't know for certain. Maybe she's stressed out at home. I know when she started acting differently, it was because she said that she was into true crime, and I asked her to look up the name Natalie Bollinger. Now, maybe this behavior, change in behavior, is because she looked up the name Natalie Bollinger and didn't like what she saw. Of course, it might be because she was stressed out at home. You never know. And I can't say because I wasn't there. That's something I can also say for my older brother. While Sherman Watson and Amy were trying to claim that my older brother is some sort of a child molester, you know, I should have done the same thing my brother did to me. Instead of sticking up for him, I should have just let them do whatever it is they wanted to do to him. I should have just let them pretend like he's a child molester and abuse the shit out of him. Of course, he's in a physical ability where he can actually fight back. I can't. Now, the other lady who works here, there are some small problems in the world that little tricks fix it. For example, you're trying to draw a photograph of somebody in colored pencil, but for some odd fucking reason, the shading won't come out right. Well, there's some simple tricks you can learn to fix that. draw it in a super light blue to begin with, because most shadows, believe it or not, are purple. When you add black to the picture instead of purple, you're bringing out the wrong kind of shadows. Simple trick. Start off all of your shadows in light blue. Most of your skin tones are going to have pink pigment in them, so it'll help to accentuate where you need it. Now, one of the issues here with one of those tricks is kind of like what's opposite on the color wheel. You want to make the color brown? Get a color wheel. It'll tell you exactly what color is opposite the color that you're using on the color wheel. And two colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel will always make brown. Always. That's because no matter what's opposite it on the color wheel is one of the three primaries. Or two. See, green is made of two primary colors, yellow and blue. Purple is made of two primary colors, blue and red. Orange is made out of two primary colors. Orange is made out of red and yellow. Now that's your primary colors and your secondary colors. Your secondary colors are made of two primary colors. And your primaries will always be opposite secondaries on the color wheel. The problem they were having is, all right, obviously at 12 a.m., if you did something at Starbucks at 12 o'clock a.m., who's at Starbucks to do something at 12 a.m.? That's what the thing was this morning. Well, how do we know it's 12 a.m. and not 12 noon? Now, realistically, in people's minds, if you say 12:01 a.m., they know it's 1 minute past midnight. If you say it's 12:01 p.m., they know it's 1 minute past noon. That 1 minute makes a difference. So, of course, that's an easy trick. And I told the lady that. I said, well, you know, if you write it down as 12:01 a.m. instead of 12 a.m., there's no confusion. She said, I don't get what you're saying. Kind of gave me one of those looks like, why the fuck are you talking to me? No, that's not comfortable, but everybody else at the Starbucks is cool. I can handle one person with a shitty attitude. She doesn't always have a shitty attitude. She just has a shitty attitude towards me. Now, it's not one where she's over the top about it, like Molly was. You know, this lady wants to keep her job. She knows she has to mind her P's and Q's, and she has to find an opportunity if she really wants to take her aggression out on me. And her aggression, for whatever reason she has it, not my fault. The experiences that she's had in her life that led her to believe that this kind of behavior is all right, I didn't give her those experiences. Now, the boss here, he's a pretty nice guy, also served in the Coast Guard. Now, this lady, 12:01 a.m., you know, that's a simple trick. That's me giving a piece of useful information that is helpful. When you say 12 a.m. or 12 p.m., people don't know exactly what you mean a lot of times. Now, obviously, at Starbucks, if it says 12 o'clock a.m., there's nobody there at midnight. So, obviously, when they say 12 a.m., they're talking about noon. Well, noon is p.m. As soon as it goes from 11:59 to 12 o'clock, that's when it becomes, of course, at midnight, it becomes a new day. And, of course, at noon, it becomes p.m. And I don't know why it is that the 12:01, just that one extra minute makes all the difference, but it really does. It's because that 1 second twice a day is a cusp. Is 12 o'clock midnight? Is that 12 a.m. or 12 p.m.? It's 12 a.m. When they're having when they're confused by whether or not they mean 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. in the Starbucks, there's nobody there at 12 a.m. Nobody at all. So obviously it's always going to be p.m. I wasn't going to sit there and explain that whole thing to her. She wasn't going to take the time. That's the lady who ignores me. So, yeah, I wasn't going to invest a bunch of time into pushing it. If she wants to not get it or look at me like I'm fucking retarded, I just won't talk to her. But that's not a problem. Now, if she's the manager lady, I do have to worry about that. But I also am aware that the boss likes me and most of the other employees like me, and she's aware those people like me. There's always one person gotta fuck it up, ain't there? When I was at Shannon Alvarado was the one who kept fucking it up. When I was at Brett Roloff and his girlfriend were the ones who kept fucking it up. They couldn't stay off the goddamn drugs, just like Shannon Alvarado couldn't stay off the alcohol. Shit, what kind of a help are you gonna be if you're a lush? Now then there's a lot of people who you can tell that they had a decent job once, or a husband with some means, because they're 50 to 60 years old working at Starbucks with a shitty attitude, thinking to themselves, God damn, why do I have to work these fucking shitty jobs with a bunch of fucking kids? Whew! Snap into a Slim Jim. Anyway, I was gonna go talk to that gentleman. He was talking about how Fred Meyers wouldn't allow him to purchase those cards anymore that he was sending to Yang. He was taking pictures of the back of it, and then she's got some scam where she's able to convert those into cash. So Fred Meyers is right in that situation and what they did and what they decided to do. I don't think that guy is a bad guy. I think he's delusional as all fuck. The fact that he was talking about going in and killing his family this morning over the situation, I did get it recorded. No, I don't think he's going to go kill his family. But here's the thing, I'm constantly surrounded by people who are constantly talking about doing violent things and getting violent. And what happens if I threaten to do such a thing back? I'll go to fucking jail or prison. I'm not allowed. You're allowed to harm me. You're allowed to harass me. You're allowed to threaten me. You're even allowed to assault me. And you get away with it by making it your word versus mine. And that's the problem with the mentally ill tag. That is what makes us at risk. It's just us. While you talk about how, oh, well, people aren't doing that to me. Well, no, you have a husband and kids and a fucking roof over your goddamn head. People are gonna think twice before doing something stupid. Now, it's just you. Yeah, predators aren't gonna think twice. It's just you. There is nobody there to stop them except for you. And if you're called mentally ill, you're not allowed to defend yourself. You will go to fucking prison for defending yourself against somebody who's trying to fucking kill you. But it's fine because it's not happening to you. Now, that older lady who works here, yes, she's unpleasant. She makes me feel very uncomfortable. At the same time, I'm not going to try being a piece of shit to her. How's that going to help me out? And like three of the people over at Denny's, with their advice as far as Mickey goes, if I took their advice, I'd go to fucking prison. Sure, these are employees who work with the lady and don't like her, and they would love to see her gone. But suggesting to someone who has the mentally ill tag that they do something that will get somebody with the mentally ill tag put in prison, that's not help. Now, I get that they were aggravated. Jaden was definitely aggravated at the situation. And he cursed more than once. Now, that's something where you guys want to pretend I'm a bad guy if I curse. If I curse, I'm evil. Fuck you. People who curse are more honest. It's been proven. If I have to curse to put some emphasis on what the fuck I'm telling you, people are fucking dead, you fucking pieces of shit. You like that? When your lies or bias ends up getting innocent people hurt or killed, don't expect me to shut up. I already told you I'm not gonna. I already stated very loud on my Facebook, very loud and clear, that I'm not keeping anyone's secrets. I did that before Natalie was killed. And I make refresher videos where I remind you all of that as often as possible. Anyway, I've been abandoning my post and my stuff in Starbucks for a few minutes. That's because, and this ain't your business, but it's because I got some really bad gas this morning. And even sitting in my vehicle with myself is not exactly pleasant. I had 2 farts this morning that I was glad turned out to be just farts. Anyway, I don't agree with the way that Fred Meyers dealt with the situation with Molly. But I do agree after the fact, when they realized what was going on, with the way that they did treat me. I do believe that that old guy has the right to send his wife whatever the hell he wants. But I also believe that it is a business's responsibility, when they believe that an at-risk adult is being abused, that they not assist in abusing that at-risk adult. That old man would have been unhomeless months ago with the amount of time that he spends panhandling. Literally, he sends her more money in a month than I get for disability. Sends her over $1,000 a month. Why is he still out here homeless? Because he's getting fucking scammed. He just wants to be loved. He wants to believe that somebody could have an interest in him. But then again, he's schizophrenic and delusional as all fuck. Now, I can't state as somebody who is not licensed, I can't say that he's schizophrenic. I haven't known him for 6 months. So, it does have to be ongoing for 6 months. His delusions, however, doesn't take 6 months to realize that those are delusions. It didn't take me 20 minutes. Good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind. Oh.